Hello, welcome to the channel. Today, Mary and I are making a meal that is delicious and decadent. Normally takes about 13 hours and very expensive. We're going to do it a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. Of course, with snow days comes downtime, and that means a lot of YouTube video watching. One recipe we see pop up all the time is barbecue pork butt burnt ends. If you're not familiar with burnt ends, they're usually done with beef brisket. Usually takes about 12, 13 hours, and it's usually really expensive. In this case, we're going to use a really low-cost piece of pork butt. This one is bone-in, although the bone turned out to be really small, as you'll see. And just slice them up, cut into about 2-inch chunks. Trim off as much or as little of the fat as you want. And when you're done, put them all into the pan. Simple as that. You're going to want to incorporate all that meat with a delicious dry rub. You can use one of your choice, a store-bought brand, or in this case, as usual, I go through our cupboard and find all the ingredients that I want, mix them all together. Put about half the dry rub in. Mix it all together as best as you can. Put the other half of the seasoning in and finish it all up. Don't be shy. It's all coated with seasoning, and mind you, it's a little bit above room temperature. Now, simply go outside and preheat the grill. You're going to want to watch out for frostbite when you do this. Get the grill on high to start. You'll be turning it down later to slow cook it. Most of the recipes we've seen about this call for some fancy smoker or the big green egg, but this next grill that we got at Home Depot for about 250 bucks really does the job great every time. And I don't know if you saw the controls, but the side that I'm putting the meat on right now is on low. The other side is on high. It's more for an indirect cooking style. I'm going to alternate between this and high and low, and I'll try a few different methods really over the next hour and a half with this. The recipes call for about 2 hours, even 2.5 hours, but with a grill like this, I figured it was going to get done a lot quicker. The goal here is to mimic slow and low as good as possible. You don't want the burnt appearance coming until later in the shift. I came out once or twice over the next 45 minutes turning and adjusting the flames to make sure it wasn't getting too hot. While those were cooking, I made myself a little basting solution by melting a little brown sugar in chicken broth and then adding some Martinelli's apple juice and a splash of pomegranate juice. Top it off with a healthy splash of cider vinegar. For the next hour or so, I kept coming back out and spraying them and tossing them around, making sure they weren't getting burnt, making sure they were staying nice and moist. If the flames got too high, I would just turn it down. And if it cooled down too much, I would turn it up. Makes sense, right? Spraying that baster really made the flames kick up a little bit, but it only added a great smoky flavor, not too bad. At this point, it's been about 2 hours or so of constant monitoring and not letting it burn, just trying to duplicate slow and low. And now it's time to put it back into the pan and get it mixed up with some sauce and a little bit of butter, about as much butter as you want. Recipe that we saw called for about 4 tablespoons. And use the barbecue sauce of your choice, whatever your flavor preference is, hot, spicy, sweet. In this case, we used a sugar-free brand that Mary really enjoys. I enjoy it too. It was perfect for this. The barbecue sauce was so cold that it froze a little bit, so I had to add a little bit of my basting mixture to loosen it up. No problem. Nothing stops me. After you get your sauce and butter in there, just slide it back, put it on low, make sure there's no flames going, and let it sit in there for about another 45 minutes. Give it a good toss and let it sit probably for another 15 minutes or so. Bring it in, put it in the oven until you're ready for it. We recommend serving it with something that will let those flavors stand out. We just got some simple white rice and some steamed broccoli. Very healthy. Pull it out of the oven, serve it up. I'm here to tell you this was a meal that was delicious, seemingly decadent, under 10 bucks, and not a lot of hassle. A great bang for your buck. We garnished it with a little fresh mango as well. Really refreshing. As always, Mary and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, and we have a lot more unique videos on the way. Please stay tuned. Thank you.